I mean, we will have to lap them at some point in this endurance race. But through turn 1 again. No, we've lost it. I'm off. And I've had a spin. Don't hit the wall. We haven't hit the wall. Ah, but that's killed our race. Crashing the back. That is... And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be jumping back into Automobilista 2. First time after the new update, and we're going to be doing a half-an-hour race in the Lamborghini CS SC63 around Imola against some GT3s and LMP2s. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we are for our half an hour of Imola. It's lights out and away we go. Starting at the back of the LMDH field, we've had a pretty average start. We've got an LMP2 there, which we will clear very quickly. As down into turn 1, nearly going up the back of, I think that's a Porsche there in that yellow car, and getting a bit out of shape as we head through the first chicane, but we haven't gained any positions just yet on this first lap. Down to third gear, clipping that apex, nicely done. But now because this is a mini endurance race, this race will not be won on the first lap. But in saying that, we do make our way up the inside of one of the Cadillacs, and look at the LMP2s still keeping up with us in the LMDH class, as up the crest, down to fourth gear for turn 9, turning it a bit too early there, using a lot of curb on the inside, up to fifth gear, and then braking for fourth and then third for Variante Alta.
You've got 2 lengths back.
Using a lot of curb again, but look at these LMP2s, they're still just sitting there, and the hypercars aren't really braking away significantly like I would expect. But out of the chicane, we're in P12 in class, P12 on the road out of 39 cars overall, which is not as important. We focus more on the class standings rather than the overall. The overalls are usually just a fun bonus in these races. But one lap down, we've got about 28 minutes to go, as I can't really see because of the odd red screen size on my TV. But we should have about 28 minutes left. As down into turn 1 we go for a second time. And now it's important that we start making an inroad on these cars in front of us. We're getting very out of shape through the Tamburello chicane. Gonna go down to fourth gear and then to third, using that apex, and then going slightly off the circuit, and we're gonna wipe out the 100-meter board. That wasn't very good driving, but it's okay. We're not out of this race just yet. So we're gonna now settle in for this stint. I can't remember if I mentioned in the intro, it's a mandatory pit stop race, so we have to stop at least once. Doesn't have to be for fuel or tyres specifically, but we do have to come into the pits at least once in this race. We'll probably make that stop at about 15 minutes, or whenever it's strategically correct. But through Variante Alta, that was quite out of shape. Down into the chicane, we can brake quite late there, compared to these guys who are tucked up behind one another. Getting another big oversteer moment. These cars, especially this Lamborghini, is very hard to catch when it starts to slide laterally. But down into the final 2 corners, look at how much we're closing up now. This is getting a lot better. And into the final corner, nice apex there. Once again, getting a little bit out of shape. But down the main straight we go. 9 seconds up on our personal best lap. The line is up here, and there we go. Beginning lap 3 now. The yellow Porsche might just be going for a move there. He did. He had a very brief look, as this looks like there's a bit of gravel on the circuit there, which will hurt our grip as we come out of the chicane. Down to fourth gear for the second chicane. Third gear now. And we have a good chance to maybe get up the inside of one of these cars, as no, he's going for a move. So that move is now not on for us, as I got this power sliding through the Toza hairpin. That's going to cost us a little bit of time and a little bit of tyre wear. It's important that we look after these tyres because of the long stint. But over the curb through turn 9, that was a lot better. And then down we go. Getting it turned in. I've gone a bit wide. I'm going to have to bail out there. which is not great. It's going to cost us a little bit of time, but we didn't get any track cut warnings, which is good. So we still have all 3 warnings to use if we do need it, although I don't want to use them because, you know, that's cheating. But as we drop down the hill again, not making a significant inroad on this Porsche, and I think that's a Cadillac, which is that black car up there. I think it's a Cadillac, but I could be wrong. But down the main straight we go again. Hopefully the Porsche has a look at the black car, as yes he is, they've gone side by side. And this is exactly what we need. We need these guys to fight so we can pick up and steal a place or two. As they've made contact down into turn 1. They're going to be a bit slower through there. And then over the curb, big moments. And looks like it's getting a bit more overcast, so possibly rain on the way. I've got it set to 4 time slots and then just randomized weather as I clip the gravel there. Oh, and I had a look up the inside of the Porsche again in the Tosa hairpin. And getting massively out of shape. 24 minutes to go in this race. And we're not significant. We need to pass these guys soon. As, oh, we got the Porsche wide off the circuit. Then he's going to get a bad exit. That's going to allow us through. So that, after I said we needed to start making positions, we have done that. It wasn't a proper overtake, but capitalizing on the mistakes of other cars. And he might just have a little look up into the chicane. No, he isn't. We're going to be much braver on the brakes. As, oh, I got quite out of shape in the apex and then the change of direction. But we are up to P11 out of 13 cars in this LMDH class. And now we can go and chase after the Cadillac in front. So that is a Cadillac. I'm now 99% sure. And out of the final corner, oh, I got a little bit of a swapper. And I got back onto the track. I must have blocked the Porsche there by mistake as I was trying to get back onto the circuit, but that's a little mistake from us. That's not what we need in this race. But down the main straight we go into turn 1. And I locked up a bit there. Now we're going to bounce our way over the curbs, over the sausage curbs, and another big snap there. So it looks like it feels like the track is cooling down. Oh, we've got a car off in the chicane.
1 length behind.
I think that's an Alpine hypercar by the looks of things. That went off. He went deep. I saw it, like, just to the off to the side. He went deep in the chicane, came back on and lost a lot of time. But this Porsche is all over me now. He's right up my arse. Here's if we go into turn 9, using a lot of curb there.
2 lengths behind.
Maybe turning in just a little bit too early. And these guys are really battling it out now. It's 3rd gear through variance outer. That was immensely quick. That was much better. But they are actually fighting up at the front as well. And I'm going to lock up. Nearly go off the circuit. That might be a warning. No warnings there. Okay, interesting. I thought I would have had a corner cutting warning there. Definitely, but I guess not. But we haven't been lapping just yet any of the lower classes. LMP2s, I think, are just keeping in touch with the back of our class. But then we've got the GT3s, the Gen 2 GT3s, just coming through the Tosa hairpin now. So they're a long way back in this race, and they are prime. I mean, we will have to lap them at some point in this endurance race. But through turn 1 again. No, we've lost it. I'm off. And I've had a spin. Don't hit the wall. We haven't hit the wall. Ah, but that's killed our race. We're down to P13 in class. And that's a bad mistake in this race. That's going to really set us back from the rest of the field. And we've got a long way to catch up now. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to make up those positions. What we could do, we have 21 minutes to go. We could box now or hopefully wait for a safety car. If there's a safety car, it would help us back into this race. But yeah, a lot of time to make up now after that spin. We'll see what we'll be able to do, but I don't know how much I will be able to do from this far back. 3rd gear there. Oh, that was wide. Attacked that a bit too hard. Yeah, track limits warning, understandably so. But 2nd gear for the chicane, bouncing over the curbs. That was much quicker. That felt a lot better too. But look at this now. So the leaders are catching up to the lapped cars. So hopefully they get held up there. That should bring us back into contention a bit, as I'm going to lock up. I'm not going to go off the track, but that might just give us a flat spot. We do have a tiny flat spot. Can't feel it in the car as of yet, but that could hamper us later on in this stint. But as we head down the main straight again, the leaders are now catching the lap cars, so hopefully they get held up by that. That will allow us to come back into this fight, into this race, to turn 1. Bouncing over the curves. Try not to make the mistake I made as I'm off again. And these curves are just killer. Absolutely hampering our progress as I keep getting caught on them through the second chicane. That was better. But look at the guys ahead of us being held up by the GT3s. That's through Tozer. That was a lot of understeer there. Not what I want to see. But I think we are catching up to these guys. Just very slowly but surely, we are catching up. And I think the one thing I have to say is we're very lucky that, you know, I didn't bump the wall in that spin down into Variante Alta. That was a hell of a lot better. Oh, and not really focusing there, had a big snap of oversteer. But into the chicane, ducking across, and then 90 degrees of steering angle to get turned through. So the LMDH cars have been held up a little bit by the GT3s, not a whole lot. We should catch this next GT3 on the straight, which will be good for us. We'll pick up a slipstream and we won't get held up in the apex of a corner, as here's the slipstream we're going to be picking up. There we go. So that's helped us quite a lot in the context of catching up to P12 in this race. P12 was that Cadillac who we fought at the very beginning of the race. It's through turn 1 we go again. Much better apex that time. Trying not to use all of that curb, because that is the one that keeps unsettling the car. But look at them racing up there, trying to get past all the lapped cars. And we are gaining time on these guys, massively gaining time. So I don't think this race is over just yet. As, oh, as you see, we saw the understeer there. It's almost like I aquaplaned off the circuit. That was just horrific understeer. We're down to third gear for turn 9. Getting it turned in and trying not to use all of the curve, because that does unsettle the car quite a lot. But look at that. P12 being held up by the GT3s. Second gear for Variante Alta. Once again, really acing that corner. But the LMDH in P12 is going to get through. As, oh, I've had a big lockup. Gone over the circuit. That is going to be a warning for sure. As, no warning. Oh, that's interesting. But hopefully we clear this Audi before the downhill. We will clear him just about. And I've had a very tiny lockup. And these tyres are starting to get a bit square now, which is not great for us, as you've got more cars in the pit lane. But look at this. We have really caught back up with the LMDH cars in P12, 11 and 10, as they're all lapping their respective GT3 cars, Chevrolets and Audis. But into turn 1, we're going to get held up a bit. That's a Chevrolet in front of us. And we're going to pull to the right-hand side to get through. And now this is where it's going to start affecting us a little bit.
You're clear.
And we're clear past those lapped cars. We're going to go up the inside of this BMW. And it might just be a good time, maybe, to call this pit stop, come in for the mandatory stop, and get some clear air while we are lapping these GT3 cars. That could be a possibility. But through turn 9 again, really getting that apex better now. And dropping down the hill for Variante Alta. So, tyre wear is starting to be just a little bit shit. Not going to lie. Car's feeling a bit slower than it did at the start of the race. But down into the chicane, and look at how much they're being held up here. This is so bad for the LMDH cars in front of us, but it's good for us as we're really catching up now. This BMW is going to be slow. We might get into the final 2 corners. We are just about. And look at these guys battling each other. the GT3 Porsche not getting out of the way properly, and that Cadillac is going to lose a lot of time. We're going to pick up a slipstream here, and we could just be on for a move. We're going to see. We're in the slipstream, up to 7th gear. We're going to pull to the right-hand side. As there's not a lot of space there, he cut us off. And it was a good defensive move from the Cadillac, not allowing us to get through. It was over the curb. I went very aggressively there. But out of the Tamburello chicane, right on the back of this Cadillac, it was, oh, Mercedes is going to jump out of the way in a bad spot. That might just allow me to get through. Maybe, maybe not. There's nowhere for me to go just yet. And look at that Merc. He's still just sitting there on the inside. Yeah, Cadillac's gone slow. Oh, I thought there was a gap in the middle there very briefly.
You good? All clear.
And look at how much this is hampering us. I think it's going to be time. We are going to call a pit stop. We're going to go for some medium six. Right. Oh, I've made contact there with that Mercedes. And look at how much he's blocking me. This is absolutely killing us. And I'm going to add in some fuel as well.
You good? You're clear.
And I clipped the grass there on the left-hand side. That unsettled the car quite a lot. But I think this is going to be a good time to come into the pits. We're going to hit G. We're going to request the pit stop at the end of this lap. But as we head down into the final 2 corners, lost a lot of time behind that Merc compared to the Cadillac. Is bouncing over the curbs we go. And then we're going to engage the pit limiter. And into the pits we go. So, I think we are the first LMDH to call it here. We're going to come in into our pit box, 80 kilometers an hour speed limit, and in we go. So we're going to get some fuel. Fuel is done. We're going to get some new medium slick tyres. And I have turned repairs on, although I don't think we had any damage at all. So we should be good. Oh no, looks like we did have a bit of damage. Maybe something to the splitter, possibly. Not entirely sure, unless it was possibly from that Merc on that previous lap. But that's a Ferrari in the pits there. He's come in and out straight away, and we're going to be behind him. Is that a leader? No, it is not actually. It's an LMP2 car in front of us. So that is someone we'll be able to clear quite quickly. That is someone in a different class. And it's someone which is really important to clear, as that person is just ghosted through us. And I'm off the track because I've had a screen freeze. Don't really know what happened there. As I just kept it on the circuit. That was chaos. Don't know what happened. That guy just ghosted through that. Really surprised me. I thought I was going to get rear-ended. But through the second chicane, these tyres are stone cold at the moment. So we really have to use all of my skill to be able to go as quick as I can while they're cold. I'm going to try and weave about just to get some temperature into them. But over the crest, down to 3rd gear, we are once again P13, miles off the leaders. They're coming up behind us. We are P25 in class. Sorry, no, we're P25 on the road, P13/last in class. But hopefully we've got cars coming in, and we should be able to get some time back on them. It doesn't look like there's anybody in. Maybe possibly some LMP2s. But apart from that, looks like people are still staying out. But we're going to make a dive on this Audi GT3 car. We're going to squeeze them out a little bit. That was a bit mean. But it's all good. We've gotten through. Not sure what position we're going to be as we head down the straight. Looks like we're still going to be P25. So right down at the back of this field, as no one is coming into the pits just yet. Oh, we've only had one LMP2 car come in. Turn 1 again. That was quite quick. So we're lapping at about the same as we did at the start of this race. So fresh tyres proving vital in this early part of this stint. But if we want to make inroads, we're going to need to be, going quicker, going much quicker. But lots more understeer through the Tosa hairpin. That's proving to be one of the most difficult sections in this Lamborghini. Just over the crest. Through we go, and we're not really catching these LMP2s at all. Kind of struggling here to make any sort of inroad on them. So through we go. That was much better. So once again, getting a good run through Variante Alta. These guys are going to start having a battle. Allow us to catch up and hopefully get through. We don't want to be held up behind a slower class, which is technically on track for position. This will be for position, this overtake. As I'm going to go up the inside. As, oh, he's turned in on me there.
Clear.
And he's got off. I was definitely there
On
on the inside. So there's a bit of contact.
Okay,
And we've got loads of cars in the pits on this lap. So this is good for us. So we're going to go right-hand side of that Audi.
Left
Now
side.
we're going to pass the LMP2.
Nice, you're
But we've
clear.
got, look at this, cars coming out of the pits. Are they LMP2s? They are LMP2s. So these are not for position. But we're still going to have to dispatch them as quickly as I can. They're going to be on cold tyres, a slower class,
You've got
and
one
we're
on
going to
your
get
right.
past them. Still last in this LMP2. Oh no, but they're fighting back.
Clear now.
I was quite unaggressive into the chicane.
wide,
We're going
right
to
side.
get back up the inside there. And that move is now definitely going to be done.
Okay, you're clear.
But out of Tozer we go. P21 now on the road. And up to turn 9.
One right.
And look at how much we're being held up by these guys.
Okay, clear. You're good.
Not sure which way he's going to go. We're
Left
going to go to
side.
the right-hand side. Going to
You're
get
clear.
past the BMW GT3. Down into Variante Alta. Losing a bit of time on this lap, but hopefully we get some LMDH cars pitting on this lap. Into the chicane. And over we go. That was very quick indeed. And bit of a hectic race so far, just endlessly lapping cars. This looks like that's another LMP2 car. So this is not our race, although we do have to pass for position. He is not someone to be concerned about just yet. But we do have more cars in the pits. As not sure how much longer left in this race, maybe only 8 minutes or so. Not entirely sure. But down into turn 1, we're going to go
Right
for a
side.
late braking move on a slower car.
Still there.
Pushed him off slightly as I got
All good. You're clear
big
now.
moment of oversteer there. Up to P20. But we do want to be, even if we're last in class, we want to be finishing P13 overall, because we would not want to be losing to any slower classes. That would be quite embarrassing. Down into Tozer. That was much better. For whatever reason on that lap, Tozer felt a lot better. But there's not many cars in between us and the next LMDH. So we should be able to close up the gap, hopefully, if I lock in a bit, go quicker. Hopefully they also get held up by lapped cars. And I've gone quite far off the track, really using all of that curb. We're going to go to the left-hand side of this Chevrolet.
You're clear.
And we're going to easily clear them. We're actually going to have to go down to gear 1 for the first time in that chicane, because we would have gone up the back of these slower class cars. So
Left
we're going to get
side.
round the outside. Very brave there.
One left.
And then up the inside
Watch
of
right.
2
You've
cars.
got a car right.
That was... Oh, no, as we I made contact with
Nice,
that
you're
LMP2
clear.
car. That wasn't very smart from me.
Half length
Getting a bit
behind.
too eager with these overtakes. We do have cars in the pits though, and we are up into P18 overall. We're going to see where we come out. We could really come out anywhere, as we got a car there. P17 now. But down into turn 1. So we've gained 1 position from more cars pitting. No idea how much longer left in this race. Can't be too long though. And not many cars now, once, like I said before, between me and the next LMDH. So it could be on for us, but then again it could not be on for us. We might be finishing last place in class. Either way, it's been a fun race. It's been very interesting to see how these endurance races work. I gotta say that the new update for Automobilista 2 is a must try. It's absolutely fantastic as well. Getting a big moment of oversteer there. Dropping down the hill, 2nd gear, really getting it turned in. A little bit of a screen freeze there as well. But up the hill, braking just about there. Oh, as I touched the grass, left-hand side, that really unsettled the car. Using all of that curb and then some. This guy should get out of my way. I hope that he does. He is getting out of my way. We're going to go around his outside. And these all look like LMP2 cars here. So no one concerning us. But this McLaren really getting in the way of everybody. But these are the last LMP2 cars I have to clear before we are then up.
Watch left.
And then getting on the back of an LMDH. So here we go.
You're all clear.
There we are. Down into turn 1. This is someone I need to clear quickly. So I'm trying to get back into this race. This is going to be the move for P14 on the track.
You good? All clear.
Oh, I think there was a bit of contact there between us. That was a bit sketchy. Down to second gear for Tozer. Getting it turned in. Getting on the exit. So we've got an LMDH car in the pit lane. So that is someone in the pits. But they are miles ahead of us. I think it was that spin that really cost us in this race. That is what really ruined us. But down we go. And I also think we had a longer pit stop because we are, in reality, quite far behind these cars. But they might just be coming into the pits now. It's into the chicane. And then Apex and Apex getting on that curb, and we've got an Audi in front of us. And we're going to go to the right hand side, just going to slide past. Don't need to make that any crazier. As had a bit of a lock up into the penultimate corner. And then out of the final corner. We're still lapping relatively quickly in this race. But yeah, P14 on the road. There's an LMP2 chilling quite nicely in P12. So an impressive drive from them through turn 1. And then out of the Tamburello chicane. Starting to pick up the pace a bit more. If these guys pit, it's going to be very touch and go on if we actually gain any positions or not. And we won't be gaining positions if I keep doing that. Just clip the gravel there. It's through Tozer. We're going to use all of that curb and then some. So we head up the hill. I thought what looks like I thought I just saw a car. I might not have though. I might just be going insane. Really using that Apex and then some to get through. Dropping down the hill for Variante Alta. As got a bit wide. That was probably a track extension. Bit lenient on this game, however, so I think we're going to get away with that. Down into the chicane. I think I cut it there slightly as well. We've got an LMP2 car in the pit lane. So that is someone we should be able to clear, and we will finish, hopefully, P13 in this race. So it will be last of the LMDH class. But we will finish ahead of the other slow cars. But that guy is just coming out of the pits now. Might be a bit touch and go here, not gonna lie. Yeah, there he is. So he's actually jumped us. But we're gonna go down into turn 1. It is only an LMP2 car, we should be able to catch up. But that is someone we're gonna have to pass relatively quickly if we want this P13. And I don't think there's much time left in this race at all. Down to third gear, getting it turned in, using all of that curb. Then we're going to go for a late turn in, get a late Apex. As big oversteer moment there, big slide on the way through. But up the hill, I'm going to get held up by this guy slightly, and I really need to pick my moment here. If I want to get out, if I want to get through by not losing too much time, he's just going to park it there. He isn't obliged to get out of the way. This position, this is for position, this overtake. So he doesn't have to get out of my way. But we're going to go up the inside in the chicane. There's a bit of contact. That was very late from me. Not my smartest move, but we'll get him easily. Dropping down the hill.
Car left.
As there we go. shooting
Nice one.
past.
You're clear.
And then down to gear 2 for the penultimate corner, and now we can really sort of just settle in
You've
to the
got
end of the
2
race.
lengths back.
It doesn't look like we're going to be catching anybody else in this race. The next car is in turn 1 already, so miles ahead of us. And yeah, it's a big shame. Absolutely nowhere in this race. Down into turn 1. We can just see them going up there. That was actually a GT3 car. Through the chicane. There we go, much faster. Then into toes up. Getting it nice and turned in. But it doesn't look like anybody's just coming in yet. So, not really sure what's going on. And down into turn 9. That was really good. Yep, to the next corner. There we go. And we've been a lot faster on this lap, which is good, I guess. Although maybe too little, too late is sort of the general feeling. Out of the chicane we go. 6/10 up on this lap. We've got GT3 cars in front. I think I might have had a tiny lock up there. But the tyres have held on quite nicely. They haven't really worn too much. Which is good. It means that the car's been a little bit easier to drive. We head down the main straight. It's going to be nearly a second improvement. Which is a very nice improvement. And look at that, catching up to start. I've lapped this Mercedes quite a few times in this race, I think. I recognise the paint job as... Oh, it was very slow through there. We cut under. We are going to get through. Maybe it cost us just a little bit of time. Grabbing that apex. Down into the left-hander of Tozer. We're going to clear this BMW very easily. So through we go. Rising over the crest. Dipping a wheel on the grass. Got to stop doing that, because that's really been unsettling the car. Dropping down the hill. And up the crest. Oh, we're going to lose a lot of time here. Probably the worst place to catch this Porsche. I'm going to go to the left-hand side. I'm going to sneak through there. But that hurt us a bit. That hurt us quite a lot, actually. Down we go. And out of the final corner. Still have no idea how much longer is left. But it cannot be long at all. We've got cars fighting up in front of us. We have... It's about a... Oh, no, and that was the... Oh, was that the end of the race? Oh, man. Well, there we have it. P13 in this endurance race. I did not expect the end to be there. But we've got our cooldown lap now. But there we have it, everybody. That has been this half-an-hour race at Imola in the Lamborghini SC63 hypercar. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making this, although we had the spin and didn't get a nice finishing position. We had some good battles at the start of the race. But yeah, so that will do it for this video, everybody. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Stay safe. Have an awesome day. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.